Cool. Are we up? Hold on, I gotta check. I don't know if it was successful, but I sure hope so. Okay. I'm gonna test whether it works or not. Oh no. Hold on. Be right back. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I just gotta figure out. Okay, let's see what's going on in this game. We're playing My Boyfriend today, and I really hope this lives up to the expectations. I haven't really seen much, but I've heard it's really popular and really shocking. Let's see. You two have fun, and that isn't concerning. My life has been chaotic. My family broke out into another fit of drama, so I left the nest, ran straight to college, and got an apartment and a job. But lately, my job has been a greasy spoon diner that has been unbearable. The job doesn't pay the best, so that means I had to find a roommate to afford the apartment. And now my roommate is always bringing some dropout into our apartment for late night study sessions. My sleep schedule is wrecked, and even better, the rent on the apartment is late. I had heard once that if you become a roommate with a friend, you won't stay friends for long. In my case, the friendship gets strained thinner as my friend keeps making excuses why they need me to cover half their rent. Damn. Thanks to that deadbeat. Damn. I'm working harder just to lose money on the rent. I'm nearly broke, and getting a second job feels like it will kill me. Ain't that the freaking truth of reality? At least in this park, I have some time alone. It's a pretty park. We need more like this. I've always loved this part of the park. It's untouched by obnoxious family members and college jerks. The only people who come here are the groundskeepers. Even then, they only come by in the morning. Closing my eyes, I rub my face and huff out the tension in my lungs so I could calm down and enjoy the peace and quiet. Just then, I feel someone sit down beside me. Startled, I turn around and look towards the interloper.
Whoa, hey, take it easy. It's just me.
Okay, okay. Not too concerning. Kind of cute, the stranger says, trying to keep me from leaving too high off the park bench.
You're a jumpy one, ain't you?
Yeah. People come sit by you, it's not exactly the most normal thing. Especially when you want to be alone, it's really obvious. But go ahead. He smiles and scoots himself closer to me, shyly and awkwardly. I keep my eyes on him, unsure what his intentions are. His unblinking eyes don't stray from mine, not once. So, are you waiting for a family member or a friend? I guess it looks like I want to be conversing today, so it just seems like kind of odd for you to be sitting here all alone like this and so far away from the jogging track. A chill runs down my spine. I cross my arms over my chest and slide myself away from him and closer to the edge of the bench. Okay, so obviously our main character, me, is uncomfortable because how would you know um, how weird it would be for me to do such things? This could be normal for me, but not for you. How often does the same person walk up to you out of the blue and start asking questions? Exactly! Not often for me, at least. He picks up on my unease and refrains from sliding any closer. He crosses his fingers in between his legs and smiles warmly. I mean, you don't look like a groundskeeper or one of the old people feeding pigeons after doing Tai Chi. No, I'm just getting some alone time to myself. Things have been pretty intense lately. He scoots himself even closer, his hand nearly touching mine as he smiles shyly.
Well,
Look.
I know
Oh,
this is sudden, but may I have the pleasure in taking you out to dinner?
okay. It's a good start. Good start. I like it. Can I have the pleasure? Never mind, he was the weird one. Yeah, kinda, but it's kind of like in an endearing, sweet way, honestly. Not too much concern as the moment goes on. I can't tell if he's a bit awkward or just eccentric. What? Why? Why did he have such an interest in me?
Well, I'm your boyfriend.
Excuse me?
Isn't that why you're here?
Is this that breaking the fourth wall stuff? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna keep on with it like I didn't even notice. My boyfriend? Why is he assuming we're in a relationship? There is an awkward silence as the stranger sits patiently waiting for my answer. Dinner sounds nice, I guess. I guess. It's not like I'm doing anything anyways, and it would be a nice break from the monotony. God knows I could stand to forget my problems for a few hours, and this guy seems interesting enough to keep my mind off things. Really? That's great. He beams, taking hold of my hand into his own. I'll see you tonight at 7. He was about to stand up from the bench, but pauses abruptly when he realizes that he's been forgetting something. Oh, I almost forgot. We need the place to meet up. Sorry, I know that I sound absent-minded, but I'm just so excited. How about that old diner downtown? It's nice and quiet, so nobody will disturb us. The diner downtown? Which one? You know, the one that you work at. Excuse me? That's concerning, but let's see what he says. Oh, okay. Great. See you tonight. And just like that, he hurries off with a leap in every step, looking as though he had just won the lottery. I watch him as he disappears down a path that bends around a shallow hill and out of view. The park was quiet again, and the serene loneliness sets in once more. It's just me and a few songbirds singing in the nearby tree. I sit for a while, replaying the strange encounter in my head a few times. I suppose that I should be flattered that he took such an interest in me. I can't tell if meeting someone like that is normal or not. It's nothing like I've seen in movies or television. But then again, if I were a Hollywood attractive person, maybe it would be normal. So that would be almost annoying. I feel my cheeks flush as I think about him saying, "Can I have the pleasure?" A shy smile creeps from the corners of my mouth. He must be new to this, as I am. What a shy, awkward guy. The bird stops singing as I feel a knot grow in the pit of my stomach. How did he know where I worked? That is a good question, but you know, if it's somewhere public, it's kind of understandable where he might have seen me from. 7 p.m. It looked pretty dang bright outside for 7 p.m. I show up at the diner feeling rather unusual about meeting someone at the place that I work at for a completely spontaneous dinner date. And with a complete stranger who knew that I worked here. Weird. I take a seat at a booth towards the back. The diner isn't very busy tonight, which is less unusual than most people would assume. Even though I work here, this isn't where I would choose to eat at. Maybe he was another customer that I had never paid attention to? While I work, I let my mind drift, and after a while, I do my job as if I was on autopilot. I don't really pay that much attention to names and faces, even towards regulars. Maybe he was one of those regulars building up his courage to ask me out every day, but kept losing his nerve. It's kind of cute though, but I really do want this to be a thing. Oh, you do? Huh. I mean, I do too. It's kind of nice, I guess. Taking my seat, I wait. I look at the old-fashioned neon light clock that hangs over the jukebox. He is 5 minutes late. Dang. I might as well buy myself a milkshake while I wait. The waitress on tonight's shift is surprised to see me at the diner on my day off. I imagine that she will tell me job loyalty is one thing, but food here isn't worth writing home about. After serving the stuff for 2 months now, I agree with her. But at least the milkshakes are good. They're really old-fashioned kind made with real ice cream and ingredients. Oh, those are the best. And not the powdered mix and flavored syrups like the fast food places. The waitress must have been less busy than I assumed because she brought my shake to me in only a few minutes. I pulled the spoon from the vintage-looking ice cream glass and lick it clean. Dang, it must be good. I kind of want some now. Maybe I'll learn how to make some later. Ooh, exclamations. So good. I stir at the shake a little before I take a sip. A man rushes in through the diner's front doors. He looks like he ran the whole way here with something tucked carefully in his arm. I immediately recognize his sleeveless hoodie and blue shirt. He quickly scanned the diner for a bit of a panic. He was running late and probably thought that I may have left already. I was one of the only few people in the diner, but he didn't seem to see me very quickly. I wave him over, a smile of relief spreads across his face. Still winded, he hurries down the rows of booths and sits across from me. Oh, what he got? You're late. Dang. I know. I'm so sorry. I had to make a quick stop. He speaks between breaths. I don't know where he came from, but he must have ran the whole way when he realized he was running late. Giving a timid smile, he pulls out the long white box he was carrying, places it on the table, and slides it over to me. Here, I bought this for you. Thinking about earlier today in the park, it might have been a little creepy to ask you for a date on the spot. I thought I might get you a little something as a way of apologizing. If it was awkward for you, of course. He got something for me? Really? It better not be a severed ear or fingers or something. Why would you assume that? Why would my character assume that? Especially in a long box. Like, that's too big to be. You know what? Let's just see what he gave me. Opening the box, I look inside. I see 2 long stem roses with deep red petals, and the thorns were removed and they were bound by a shimmering black silk ribbon. Oh, that's really romantic. Okay, not the black silk ribbon. They're lovely, thank you. He smiles as I take the roses out of the box, gently as if the thorns were still on the stems. I draw in the aroma deeply. They are so wonderfully fresh and fragrant. It's no bouquet or anything, but I thought they looked nice. I'm sure they do look nice. I wish we had seen them on the screen, but I'm sure they look nice. He watches me admire his gift. They are very nice. Thank you. I place the roses gently back in their box. He can't possibly grin any wider. He realizes that he's staring at me, maybe just a little too long for comfort. So he reverts his gaze shyly. His eyes shyly, whatever. Both mean the same. But there were a few nagging questions that had been hanging over me like a storm cloud. And while he was in a good mood, I figured I should inquire a little about his cute but bizarre... I figured that I should inquire a little bit about this cute but bizarre stranger. Dinner in a greasy spoon diner with a stranger carrying a box of roses didn't seem ordinary, and I had to make sure that he wasn't going to propose at the cash register. If anything, this is a perfect date, especially if you live in a small town. I would think this is the perfect first date. Personally, I think this is a nice date. Like, I'm not going to be against it. I stir the milkshake with a straw for a second or two, and you like the milkshakes here, so there's really no reason to complain. So, how did you know that I work here? Oh, well, I walk by this place rather often on my walks, and I catch glimpses of you through the window from time to time when you're working. I tried coming in, but I get cold feet and keep walking. Like a loser. Oh, you're not a loser. I mean, you did ask me out after all, so. Not that that means anything. Oh my gosh, that sounded so bad. He glares down at the table shamefully. I reach over and give his hand a reassuring pat. No, you're not a loser. Do you know what? I don't even know your name. I really don't. My name? Yeah, you asked me on a date and I don't even know you. So this is a good chance to tell me who you are. Thank you. The smile in his face fades into a slight grimace before his gaze drifts off to the side. I really don't like my name. Honestly, I'd rather be called something else, like a nickname or something. Oof, he must have really had a horrible name or horrible parents that he wants to disassociate with. Okay, how about... Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh my goodness, what in the world would I name him? You know what? Since we're in a diner, I'm gonna name him after a food. This is harder than I thought. I don't know what to name him. Because I really eat a lot of food. So what is my favorite? Oh my goodness. I'm only assuming food because it's a freaking diner and I'm not good at naming. I don't know. Mupe. I think I'm gonna just name him Mupe. I don't know. No, that's stupid. How about Varm? I don't know. I'm just gonna name him Varm. How about Varm? He seemed pleased with what I came up with, despite how silly or tacky it might have been. I don't know. I just made that up. I don't even think that's a word or a name. But yeah, that's much better, honestly. Thank you. I reassure him and give his hand another gentle squeeze. The expression of disgust instantly evaporates into delight over the name I gave him. Aw. Wow, I didn't realize until now, but he has some really beautiful blue eyes. The vivid color left me taking in their deep blue hue, and I didn't realize that I was staring until he spoke up. Are we having a moment or what? A blush spread across his cheeks as he squeezes my hand back. Sorry. I pull my hand from his, cursing myself for staring like that. Wow, now I'm the awkward one. I look away shyly. I can feel the heat radiating from my cheeks, and I imagine them glowing bright red like a Christmas light. The thought makes my cheeks warmer and probably even more red. He chuckles and shakes his head. Hey, there's nothing to be sorry for. He reassures me with a soft smile. He looks around for something to break the tension, and his eyes fall upon my milkshake. Hey, I was supposed to buy you something. Well, you kind of already did. I point to the box of roses. Besides, we could share this just as long as I get the cherry deal. I scoot the milkshake towards him. He looks to the side, reaching over to take it. Man, our first date and you're the one buying? I'm very terrible at this. Well, how about you buy next time? His eyes go wide and he stares at me with surprise. Next time? You want me to meet you up? You want me to meet up again? Well, this wasn't a total disaster, right? So yeah. His face glows as red as I imagined mine had, and he stammers wildly as all of his thoughts unexpectedly evaporate in an expression of joy. Aw. I guess I wasn't. I don't think so, but I don't want to argue with you. He is so cute. It was cute seeing him struggle for a coherent thought while trying to contain his happiness. His happiness of being with me of all people. Yeah, because we just met today. Still, as much as I was enjoying his company, and regardless of how flattering it's been, I couldn't stay long. I look out the window in a bit of an exaggerated way in order to get his attention. It's getting dark. I don't like walking home late at night. How about we continue this on our next date? Standing up from my seat, I pull one of the napkins from the dispenser. Do you have a pen? Oh, I think I do. He pulls one from his pocket and hands it to me. I write down my name and number and, smiling, pass the pen and napkin back to him. Here, call me and we can hang out again soon, okay? Taking the pen and napkin from my hand, he gazes at the number in complete awe before looking back to me.
Of course.
I'd love to see you again, he says. Well, this wasn't a disaster at all. This was actually pretty nice. I walk to the register, pay for the shake, and with another quick look back at him, I wave and leave the diner. I walk more quickly to try to make it back to the apartment before nightfall. It gets colder outside, but for some reason, I feel warm the whole walk back. Okay, it looks nice in here. Once I'm finally back in my apartment, I quietly walk back to my room so that I don't disturb my roommate. Okay, so the fact that we have a deadbeat roommate and we try not to disturb them, just go. Judging by the thumping and moaning sounds coming from the other side of the wall, they seem to be having another study session. Oh my goodness. Fudge. I wish that they would be more quiet. I have to live here too. I don't bother to turn the lights on in my room and flop heavily on my bed, face first into the mattress, limbs spread wide. Letting out a long, loud groan that made the couple next door pause for a brief moment, I eventually roll on my back and stare at the ceiling. Dang, I would have done the same thing. I would have made sure they knew I was in there. Bro, be quiet. At least, quiet down, but you don't have to, yeah. Despite having so many other things on my mind earlier, my thoughts never stray from Varm. Looking over to the box that was still in my hand, I open it up one more time and I pull out the bundle of roses. Smiling a little, I draw on their scent, their sweet fragrance again. I hope he calls soon. Shoot, me too. He seems nice. Wait, what the fuck? Was he in the freaking window? Oh my gosh. See, okay, now I know why the main page of the game looked like that before I started. But I also need to find where to get the rest of the days. I don't know where to officially get it. But once I do, I'm going to start this live and start off straight from day 2 with the same results as the first day, of course. And we're going to go from there. All right. Bye, guys.